This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with another 3i Atlas news update. This is getting pretty tense here. Avi Loeb is right now going, I don't know if he recorded it or is recording it tomorrow, but around any time now, there's going to be an interview with him and Joe Rogan coming out about his research into the 3i Atlas. But he also did an interview with Newsmax today, and he did say he's going to do an interview with me on the Hannibal TV next week as well. But it's getting pretty serious right now, and there's people taking shots at him. I just want to say he's a very brave guy, and I think he's a hero. I truly think Avi Loeb is a hero for, even though there's only a 40% of what he's saying being true, he's standing behind what he's saying, and he is trying to make the public aware of what is an actual 40% possibility. And he is a Harvard professor, one of the most intelligent men in the world, and he doesn't mind putting his reputation out there to warn people about what he's researching. So here we go. On October 2nd, there were high resolution pictures taken around Mars of the 3i Atlas. The government of the US has still not released them due to the government shutdown. NASA has not released them due to the government shutdown. Mr. Loeb thinks that it's stupid that it's now been almost 3 weeks and they still have not released these pictures. These are high resolution images from the top of a Mars reconnaissance orbiter. And these images are going to be 3 times better than any of the previous Hubble telescope images that have been released so far. The object is going to make it its closest approach to the sun on October the 29th. We will see if it changes directions or has any unusual mannerisms or maneuvers around that time. We can't observe it from Earth right now because it's behind the sun, which might be intentional, because if it is releasing mini probes, mini like spaceships about the size of our spaceships, which will be harder to detect, they could be doing this on the other side of the sun without us being able to see, and then we won't see them until they're closer to Earth. NASA is normally supposed to release photos within 24 hours of taking them. It's now been 15 days. And Avi Loeb says you could blame this on the shutdown, but if they have nothing to hide, why haven't they even put out just even one of these photos? The principal investigator of the cameras is at the University of Arizona, so he's not even technically part of the government shutdown. His name is Alfred McEwen. He is a planetary scientist and professor at the University of Arizona's Lunar and Planetary Laboratory in Tucson. Avi has asked him for the data via email, and he has not replied. Now, I don't know if Avi, through some of his sources and through the people he knows more than what your average person would know, but he's saying here that this person, Alfred McEwen, who's in charge of these NASA pictures that are 3 times better than anything that's been released so far, he's not responding to Avi. He's not responding to the guy that's about to go on Joe Rogan to talk about this. So what exactly are they hiding? Mr. Loeb says the advantage of that image is they can look at the glow that started at the front of the object, then went behind it. These pictures will show the object sideways, and they've never been able to examine the glow sideways up to this point. He mentions that there's a lot of fake information online. Everything I'm telling you guys here today is from Avi Loeb's interview. I'm not going by the hearsay. And yes, I've been a victim of it too. There's all kinds of information and AI false images and stuff that is being presented as real, and a lot of it is not real. So next Wednesday, when the Three Eye Atlas comes out from behind the sun, it should technically stay on its course if it's just a comet. If it heads towards Earth, it's likely intelligent or technological. Keep in mind, there was a meeting with 700 generals in Virginia a few weeks ago that President Trump ordered. If these things do, or if this thing ends up changing its trajectory, I don't know what we could even do about it. It's a massive object, at least 33 billion tons in mass, something that could clearly be a mothership for other probes. It could also just be a giant rock. We don't know for sure, but it's not something we should just ignore. Um, we will know for sure in about a month if it's going to release UFOs or not, because if it is releasing probe UFOs right now, they'll be reaching Earth likely in about a month. And those will be objects the size of our spacecraft that will be very difficult to observe because they don't reflect much sunlight. And it might be too late to do anything about them by the time they get here. It is only a 40% possibility, but it does have implications on humanity. So everyone that's saying ignore this, don't pay any attention to it, why would you do that when it could actually affect our future life? It could be a black swan event, which is an event that can cause a major disruption in life, economic crashes, huge issues, wars, riots. I mean, a lot of bad stuff could happen out of this, and I'm hoping that it is something that just keeps going by. Whether it's just a comet, sure, that'd be the best case scenario. There's a lot of reasons why it's could not be a comet. Then it could be something just observing us, taking data about us. It would appear it's on a trajectory to go by a lot of the major planets and things like the sun and the moon. So if it is just taking data about us, maybe it'll do whatever it wants to do with that data, and it won't be our problem, at least for now. If it's something that is going to change trajectory, then it could be a fairly immediate problem. Avi Loeb also says there's a spacecraft called JUICE from the European Space Agency, which is historically more transparent than NASA, that should have some better images of Three Eye Atlas around the time of the first week of November. Thank you, Lisa. It could be something weird. You know what, TL? My parent in Canada, this is not major news. In fact, the CBC in Canada, the Canadian Broadcast Corporation, has already said it's just a comet and not to worry about it. But if you actually do the investigating, if it's nothing to worry about it, why don't we have the Mars pictures yet from NASA? And when we have people like Avi Loeb telling us that it is something we should at least pay attention to, yeah, there is a lot of people that would rather just not think about it, because let's face it, what really could you and I do other than stress out about it if it is a black swan event, for instance? I honestly don't know, but I'm definitely going to pay attention to it, because, as Avi Loeb says, this is something that could affect our future. So this was the brief rundown of his interview on Newsmax. Hopefully his Joe Rogan interview will come out very soon. Let me know what you guys think of all the latest news about it in the comments.